guys, I'm the baker that sews. Welcome to my channel if you're new, and welcome back if you are a subscriber. As always, it's really lovely to have you here as I share my sewing journey. So welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be one of my Sunday sewing catch-ups, and we're on episode 83. I'm actually filming this ahead of the weekend because I'm going away for a long weekend. It will be the first weekend of the school holidays, and as part of my daughter's birthday present, we're taking her to Alton Towers, so I'm going to be away for the whole weekend. So I'm filming this on the last day of school, just broken up for the 6-week holidays, which is very much needed. I'm absolutely exhausted, as all the children were today, and lots of adults that work in schools are going to be feeling exhausted and also really excited about the 6 weeks ahead of us, where we can rest, recharge and get ready for the new academic year, which will come around very quickly. So I've got a mug of tea to keep me going before we set off, and I've got a few things that I'd like to share with you today. So before I talk about what I've been getting up to this week, I'll let you know what I'm wearing. And I'm wearing a Tilly in the Buttons Mabel dress. I'm just going to pop my tea behind me. A Tilly in the Buttons Mabel dress in this gorgeous viscose fabric that I got from, I think I got this from Stitch and Ink. It's got oranges or clementines all over it and leaves. I absolutely love the Mabel dress. It's got this gorgeous kind of subtle ruffle, which is created by elastic in a channel here. These ties don't actually serve a purpose. They're just sewn in. They don't like pull the fabric in or anything. They're just there for decoration. And then I've got the short sleeves with the shirring close to the hem, so you get that really pretty sort of ruffle on the hem detail. The shirring for the skirt all the way around, and this is just a simple Mabel. I haven't hacked it or anything. I have got plans in the summer holidays. I talked about this last Sunday, but I've got plans to sew up a Sophia Mabel sort of hack, which I did a few weeks ago in the fruity fabric, and I'm going to be filming I don't want to say a sew along, but I'm going to be filming kind of a tutorial explaining in a bit more detail about how I created that, because I've definitely got plans to sew up another Mabel with that sort of tie back detail with the bow. That's what I'm wearing. I'll put pictures in of me wearing this outfit. I wore it to school today for the final day of the summer term, and I'm just really excited about the summer holidays. I've got loads of sewing plans. I've always got loads of sewing plans, but I know that I'm going to have a good couple of weeks where I can really immerse myself in sewing, and I've got lots of plans for my summer holiday, which is in a couple of weeks as well. So let me start with, I've got my list in front of me, but let me start with what I have been busy making this week. I was going to say sewing. I've done a lot of sewing, but I've just sewn the same pattern, and I talked about this last weekend in my catch up. I was sewing up some gifts for everybody that I worked with, and I set myself the ambitious task of sewing up 17 water bottle bags for all of the people that I work with, to say a massive thank you for all of their hard work. And I'm really pleased that I managed to get all of them sewn up, and I was able to gift them to everybody, and everybody that I gave them to was really thrilled, and they can definitely see a use for the water bottle bag. And the nice thing about it, which we discovered, was you can put your water bottle in the main part of the bag, but then the pocket at the front, you can fit in your phone or your keys or your purse. It's quite a decent sized pocket. The pattern's a pattern I talked about last weekend. It's by Sunflower Seams, and it's the coral water bottle bag. So you get this pocket at the front. It's got a little bit of elastic in the top. I can't remember what size elastic they recommended, but I ended up using really narrow elastic because that's just the elastic that I had, and it worked really nicely. They also recommend that you sew up the strap part using fabric, but I actually used webbing. So I just ordered some. I've just got it here. I just ordered some from Amazon because I didn't have time to get to my local fabric shop to buy some. But I just used this webbing, and it sped up the process, because I didn't have to kind of faff around creating the straps out of the fabric. So I used pink for some of them, and then I also had a little bit of white left from when I'd sewn up my Cocoa Wild Crafts hazelnut backpack. And then I ordered a massive roll of black webbing as well, and I've got some left. So I've definitely got plans to sew up a water bottle bag for myself, my husband, and for Ruby and Lola as well, because I think they'll really, well, I think we'll all find a use for those. I would highly recommend this pattern. It's aimed at beginners. I was able to sew up 17 of these across the week. I'd already started sewing them up. Had I started last weekend? I can't remember if I'd shared any made. Maybe I'd just cut them out. But yeah, I managed to get these sewn up. I just did some batch sewing, blocks of fabric that were in similar colourways. So I was able to use like navy thread for 4 or 5 of them, white for I think 5 or 6 of them, and then green for the others. So I ended up just sort of batch sewing and doing different steps in stages, but I would definitely recommend this as a brilliant pattern, and it fit a whole range and a whole size of water bottles in too. So yeah, I'm really thrilled that I got those finished, and I've definitely got plans over the next couple of weeks to sew up a few more for my family as well. Just going to have a quick drink of tea before I forget about it. So I will put pictures in of the water bottle bags so you can see what they look like, and I took a little video where I'd lined them all up together, so I'll put a little video in as well so you can see what they look like. They were really enjoyable to sew, and it was just really lovely to be able to make something as a practical gift that I knew lots of people would really enjoy using too. I haven't sewn anything else this week, it's just been too busy, but I have been busy baking. So at work we always have like lots of celebrations, particularly towards the end of the academic year. So it might be that people are leaving, they might be moving to a new country, or they might be moving somewhere else in the UK, or they might be just moving schools. So we had a celebration at the junior school, so I made a cake for all the staff there. And then we've had a couple of celebrations this week. So a colleague of mine's getting married in the summer. So we did like a mini kind of like wedding celebration-y thing with all of the early years team, which was lovely. So I made her a little cake. And then we also had another celebration at the infant school where somebody else is getting married. And we just had lots of other things to sort of celebrate or wish people good luck. So I made a couple of cakes for that as well. And then we also had some cupcakes that I wanted to make for that celebration too. So not as much kind of sewing variety, just lots and lots of water bottle bags, and lots of baking as well. I'll put some pictures in of what the cakes look like so you can see what they look like. But yeah, really enjoyable. And then I've just got some cupcakes that I need to decorate before we set off for somebody else that we're going to be delivering to, because her grandson is having a birthday party tomorrow too. So busy week of kind of finishing up the school year, and a busy week of baking and sewing as well, but really enjoyable. I am definitely ready for, I was going to say a quiet weekend. It's not going to be a quiet weekend, but I'm definitely ready for sort of calming down a little bit next week and having a little bit of quiet at home. I am going to be taking my crochet with me. So I've got the market bag that I'm still crocheting. I've been doing rows. It's taken a while because I've got so many rows that I need to crochet. And then I've also got the wool that I want to start doing the granny squares for the cardigan that I'm going to start putting together as well. And I'm really hoping, and I'm optimistic, that I'll be able to get that cardigan ready for the autumn, because I think that'll be a really great cardigan to have in the autumn time. We've not had the, you know, the 6 week summer holidays yet, and I'm already thinking about the autumn term, but it'd be great to have like a really cozy snuggly cardigan. And I'm planning to take the crochet on holiday with me. So I'm going to take it away with us this weekend, and hopefully in the evenings I'll get a little bit of time to carry on crocheting. So the next thing I wanted to share with you is actually a couple of gifts that families gave to me, which was incredibly kind of them. And the first one was this absolutely beautiful sewing box. I feel so lucky to have received this, absolutely stunning, with those sort of woodland animals all over it. And then it just opens up at the top, and there's some little compartments there. And then it's got a little drawer at the bottom, which I just think is so beautiful, and it's just going to sit really nicely in my sewing space. I don't know what to put in there yet. And maybe some threads, because I've got drawers that have got like my elastic and ribbons and things, but I might store maybe some threads in there, or I might store like my tape measures and little snips and stuff. I don't know. I'm going to stick it in my sewing space, and then I'm sure I will slowly start to fill it up. But such a kind and thoughtful present. Really, really kind of moved when I opened that up. And then the other present that I got was from one of my colleagues to say thank you for kind of the support this year. And she knows that I love baking. And this is a book that I've actually had my eye on for ages, but I haven't bought it. And she bought it for me as a gift, which I thought was really kind. And it's this one, which is called Celebrate with Kim Joy, who was on the Bake Off. I absolutely loved everything about what she was doing, and loads of the recipes in here just look so cool. I mean, look how beautiful that is. So I'm looking forward to challenging myself with some of the makes from this book, but it's beautifully laid out and everything just looks really fun. Like, I really love those. So I'm looking forward to flicking through that book as well and getting a little bit of baking inspiration. So some really lovely, kind and thoughtful gifts there. So the next thing I wanted to share with you was some fabric. So I have been buying some fabric from various places, and then I also ordered the, I always forget what they call them, like the seasonal, it didn't come in a box actually, but the seasonal box, I guess, from Hey So Sister. So the summer box has arrived. And I also ordered some fabric at the same time, so they both arrived at the same time. So I'll start with the fabric and then I'll show you what the seasonal box was. Beautiful gingham cherry fabric. It's a cotton poplin. Absolutely gorgeous. Not sure what I'm going to turn this into yet, but it needs to be some kind of cute summer dress. I might actually turn it into Tilly and the Buttons Mabel, because I think this will work so nicely as the Tilly and the Buttons Mabel. It's got these gorgeous little cherries all over it, and this really cute sort of baby pink and teeny tiny gingham print. And I just think it screams summertime. So I need to have a little think about some of those patterns that I'm really keen to start sewing up. And I think I bought 3 meters of this fabric. I've got loads of it. So I've got plenty to be playing around with. But yeah, I'm really excited about getting that in the wash and thinking about what I'm going to turn it into. If anyone's got any suggestions of a summer dress, please do let me know. I've got loads of patterns that I've been buying recently that I'm really keen to get sewn up in the next couple of weeks. So this might become one of the new patterns that I've been talking about over the last sort of couple of months. Beautiful fabric. So the seasonal box came in their recyclable sort of envelopes. I'm just gonna get it out, it might be a bit noisy. Oops. So you always get some information about the sort of seasonal sewing sort of, I can't remember what they call it. Anyway, it says, "Dear lovely sewist, summer is probably the time of year when it's easiest to enjoy bold colour and print. I absolutely love the fabric that has come in this, by the way. It's so stunning and I'm really excited about getting it sewn up. It's also the time of year when sewing might have to take a back seat so that you can make the most of the great outdoors. That is why for this season's project I've chosen an easy breezy, relatively quick sew which is levelled up with a bold and beautiful fabric. So it's the Norman jumpsuit by Stylark, and I hadn't heard of this pattern before. It's a relaxed, comfortable yet flattering garment which can be worn on its own or layered over a t-shirt. As perfect for outdoor adventuring as it is for lounging around in the park or garden. I can totally see it being worn across seasons too, making it a very versatile piece. We're the first ones to get our hands on the new retro-inspired Daisy Days cotton poplin, which is absolutely gorgeous, which would be so lovely sewn into the jumpsuit or into whatever garment you fancy. And Georgie has shared on the Hey So Sister Instagram this fabric turned into the Mabel. It's absolutely stunning, and I'm actually really tempted to use this fabric to sew up the Mabel and then use a different fabric for the jumpsuit. And then Georgie's gone on to say, I think a puff sleeve dress or even some luxury pyjamas would look amazing in this bold beauty. As always, they've included all the bits you need to complete your project, and the bonus gift this summer season is a pack of their new yet to be released juicy fruit labels in gorgeous pastel shades with bolder pops of colour. So I'm going to open them up so you can see the labels. They're absolutely gorgeous. I keep saying everything's gorgeous, but they really are. And that says yummy. Do they all say the same or are they all different? Oh yeah, then we've got, so we've got, I should have opened them before I showed you. We've got 2 that say yummy and they're blueberries. Then we've got 2 that say juicy and they're cherries. And then we've got 2 that say delicious and they're strawberries. They're so gorgeous, those labels. I'm going to pop them straight in my label jar. And then we've got some elastic, because I think you need that for the jumpsuit, and some interfacing. I did get a Gutterman thread in this gorgeous blue, aqua blue. That gives you an idea of the fabric. The fabric is absolutely stunning. How gorgeous is that? It is definitely me all over in a fabric. Bright, colourful, really fun. And I just think that's going to work so nicely. I think I am going to turn it into the Mabel dress. I think that will look so gorgeous as the Mabel dress. And actually, I don't know if you can see, but my nails kind of match the fabric. I've got flowers on the end of my nails. Yeah, I'm really, really excited about that fabric. I just think it's so pretty. And then this is the pattern. So it's the Style Arc Norman jumpsuit. So I'm looking forward to giving that a try. I've actually got some viscose linen in this kind of colourway, and I got that from a So Hailey Jane box, and I haven't sewn that up yet. So I think that might be destined for this jumpsuit. It looks like a really comfortable, sort of easy breezy jumpsuit. So yeah, I've got a couple of plain viscose linens which I think would work beautifully. So from the looks of the pattern, it looks like the elastic might be go in the back there to kind of bring it in a little bit. I really love sort of that shape of the neckline and the wide legged trousers as well. It looks so comfortable. I might try and get that sewn up so that can be my travelling outfit when we go away. This comes in sizes 4 to 30. So I'm looking forward to giving that a try. That's going to be one of my summer projects. I've got the pattern, maybe it was from last year's summer project box from Hey So Sister. The name's completely escaped me, but it's this gorgeous like tiered maxi dress. If I can remember what it's called, I'll put a picture in now. And I've got some red and white striped viscose linen, and I must get that sewn up. That's one of my plans actually for the summer holidays. But yeah, really, really great kind of summer box from Hey So Sister. I'm really excited about that one. And then I talked last weekend about ordering some viscose fabric from the So Hailey Jane outlet shop, and it was the Tilly and the Buttons inspired Lady McElroy fabric, which was like that cornflower blue with the hands all over it. And I've ordered 3 meters of this fabric. This would work really nicely actually as that Style Arc jumpsuit. I have no idea what I'm going to turn it into yet, but I just absolutely loved the colour, and I loved that print as well. I thought it was really cool. And it's got a gorgeous amount of drape to it, and it's got a really lovely sort of softness to this fabric too. So not sure what I'm going to turn it into. Possibly that jumpsuit, more than likely a dress, because I just love dresses. But if anyone's got any suggestions for this one, please let me know. I could actually see this working really nicely as a maxi skirt. I think that would work really nicely with maybe like a cami top. That would be a really cute kind of summer look, almost like a faux kind of dress. But then I would have a bit more kind of versatility with the outfit, because I'd be able to pair the skirt with a different top and the top with some trousers or another skirt or some culottes or something. But that is just as beautiful as I thought it was going to be. I'm very excited about getting that sewn up. And then I've got some fabric that I bought from Backstitch. They shared in their stories that they had this gorgeous fabric in, but they didn't have much left. And I'm always tempted when I see things like that. But it's a really fun, bright, colourful cotton poplin, and I just fell in love with this fabric. I thought it was absolutely gorgeous. I'm thinking of sewing a shirt for my husband in this fabric, and then also using the leftovers for maybe some shorts and a cami top. Maybe using the SD pattern from Tilly and the Buttons to sew myself some shorts and a top. I just really loved the sort of geometric print and all those gorgeous colours. I just thought it was a really fun fabric, so I'm excited about turning that into a couple of like summer outfits. It is quite a lightweight cotton poplin, and because it's on a white background, I can see it being a great sort of garment. I can see it being turned into a garment that will work really well for the summertime. So I'm looking forward to turning that into something too. And then I've got a bumper selection of fabric that has arrived from Rainbow Fabrics. I'm just going to grab it. I've got a viscose crepe, I've got a viscose linen, and then I've got 3 viscose jerseys that I'll share with you. So the first one is going to be the Deer and Doe Magnolia, and I've got plans to turn this into the Deer and Doe Magnolia in the next couple of weeks. That was one of my June sewing plans, and I just didn't get around to sewing it up. But I got this viscose crepe from Rainbow Fabrics, and I got plenty, I think I got 4 meters of this, so it's plenty to sew up the Deer and Doe Magnolia. It's got this kind of cornflower blue background, and it's got berries all over it, and I just think that will make a really fun summer dress. And the Magnolia is a pattern I've been going on about for months and months as one that I really want to get sewn up. So this will really prompt me to finally get that pattern sewn up. So this is going to encourage me to finally get that pattern sewn up, and I think this fabric is going to work really nicely for the Magnolia too. And then I've got the viscose linen, which I talked about, and this is in a really lovely kind of summery floral, which I absolutely adore. I love those colours. That lemon kind of yellow feels really fresh with the greens and sort of the blues, and there's a little bit of white there too. Because it's a viscose linen, there's a bit more drape than you would get for maybe just a linen. It has got quite a bit of weight to it, and it's also got a little bit of drape. So it's got a really lovely sort of floaty movement to it. And this is going to be turned into probably a top and some shorts for the summer. If I've got enough, I may turn it into a skirt, but I definitely want to turn this into something to wear over the summertime. I think those colours are just absolutely gorgeous. It feels like a really fresh fabric. Absolutely adore it. So I'm excited about turning that one into something too. Lots of exciting plans with all these gorgeous fabrics. And then the other 3 fabrics I've got, I'm very much thinking about autumn winter. So 2 of them are quite similar because they're leopard print. This one I absolutely adore the colour, that mustard colour with the black and the brown. I just think it's absolutely gorgeous. And I'm going to turn this into a dress. I was thinking of using the Deer and Doe Orage dress pattern for this one, or the Sew Over Estelle pattern. I think that would look so gorgeous in this fabric. And then I've got a red leopard print fabric. So one of them I think is going to become the Deer and Doe Orage dress, and then the other one is going to become the Sew Over Estelle dress. And I think this one might work better for the Estelle dress, and I think this one might work better for the Deer and Doe Orage dress. I'm really excited about that because I love both of those dresses. And then I got this a little bit out there viscose jersey fabric, which has got bananas all over it, and I'm just going to turn that into a couple of t-shirts. I've got 2 meters of this fabric and really loved this fabric, so I'm going to turn it into a t-shirt for them and also a t-shirt for myself. I thought it was a really fun fabric, just with the giant bananas all over it. My hand is there for scale, so I'm really excited about turning that into a couple of t-shirts. But that's going to be autumn sewing, so I'm not in a hurry to start sewing those fabrics up yet. And then I have shared my So Hayley Jane unboxing, so you will have seen this fabric, but this is the fabric that came in the So Hayley Jane box this month. It's absolutely stunning. I have no idea what I'm going to turn it into, so if anyone's got any suggestions, please let me know in the comments below. It's a viscose twill on a black background, and it's got all these gorgeous neon florals and leaf print all over it. And I've got 2.5 meters, so please let me know if you've got any suggestions for that fabric, because I'm not quite sure what to turn it into yet. So that was all of the fabrics. The next thing I wanted to share with you was 2 patterns that I've been buying. The first one was very much inspired by my backpack making, so I used the Cocoa Crafts hazelnut backpack pattern to sew up a backpack, and I'll put an image in now if you haven't seen it, and I'll link the blog post down below because I wrote a blog about it for Felicity Fabrics. And then that got me sort of motivated to have a go at sewing up another backpack, and I'm very much thinking about going back to school in September, even though we've only just finished. And I really loved the look of this. I think the Fold Line shared this when there was the bag making on the sewing bee, and it's the noodle head making backpack, and there's 2 different sizes that you can sew up. So there is a mini version, and then there's a, what do they describe it as, a regular version with alternate pocket. So it says a backpack that's perfect in its simplicity, but also great for customizing. Choose your favorite canvas, waxed canvas or dry oilskin, and get to work by creating your very own custom backpack. Regular and mini sizes plus bonus alternate front pocket included. So you need 1 meter of the exterior fabric for the regular size and ½ a yard for the mini size, and then 1 meter of lining fabric as well. Some fusible woven interfacing, medium weight fusible interfacing, foam stabilizer, zipper for the top closure, zipper for the interior zip pocket. Is that everything? The wide rectangle rings. Oh, and webbing, which I've already got. So I have got some canvas fabric in my stash which has got pomegranate fruit all over it. So I think I'm going to use that fabric to have a go at sewing up this version. And if I have success sewing it up for myself, then Ruby and Lola have also requested backpacks as well, and I'll sew up the regular size for them both, because I think it'll come in really handy. So I am really looking forward to giving that a try. It looks like a really interesting bag to have a go at sewing up. So I will let you know how I get on with that. That's probably going to happen towards the end of the summer holidays. But I've got all of the notions and things already from my foray into bag making, and also sewing up the water bottle carriers as well. So I'll update you as I get on with that. The next pattern I wanted to share with you was a By Hand London Draft It Yourself dress, which is the Lucy dress, and I've absolutely loved the look of this. They've been sharing lots of sneak peeks over on their Instagram, and I've fallen in love with every variation that they've shared so far. So there's 2 variations, but there are lots of tips for choosing lots of different other variations in terms of different strap options, different sleeve options, different back options, different skirt options. But this is what the pattern looks like. So you can see the different variations for the straps. And then you've got this kind of, I think they call it a bandeau bodice. And then you've got the option for like this ruffle on the straps, the wider straps, the rouleau straps, and then you've got different options for the skirts as well. So this one with a big deep tier on the bottom, this one which is 3 tiers, this one which has got a narrow ruffle, and then this one where it's just a really gorgeous, looks like quite a full skirt, absolutely beautiful. In terms of difficulty, it's 2 sewing machines out of 3. And it says learn how to draft and sew this bespoke sewing pattern using your own unique measurements. So they describe the Lucy as the quintessential summer dress featuring 2 bandeau bodices, 4 interchangeable sleeve strap designs, and a voluminous 3-tier gathered skirt, which in itself has infinite variation potential when you play with the number and length of each tier. The bodice front is shaped with a horizontal bust seam, and bodice back options include a classic panelled back sewn into the skirt, or a standalone tie back and elasticated skirt back. Strap options include an elasticated puff sleeve, spaghetti rouleau straps, wider flat strap, and frill straps too. Absolutely gorgeous. So many different options to make the dress look completely different. So variation 1 is the bandeau bodice 3-tier gathered skirt, centre back zip, and interchangeable shoulder straps. So that's this one here. And then you've got variation 2, which is a tie back bandeau bodice 3-tier gathered skirt and interchangeable shoulder strap options. And that is the one that I think I'm going to have a go at sewing up first. I love this option too, with the 3 tiers. I think it's absolutely stunning. In terms of fabric recommendations, they recommend light to medium weight wovens, which will work best for this dress. Quilting cotton, cotton lawn, shirting, seersucker, lightweight linen, viscose blends, and brocade. Jacquard, cotton sateen will all work beautifully and offer very different looks, ranging from casual day dresses to impactful evening gowns. So you get lots of hints and tips on calculating your measurements, and then they talk you through how to draft the pattern all the way through the instructions, so that you are left with a beautiful looking dress. So I'm very excited about giving that a try as well. I feel like I need to read the instructions really carefully, get my head around what I need to do in terms of drafting those pattern pieces, and then I can have a go at creating a gorgeous summer dress. All of their versions, like I said, are absolutely stunning on their website. So I'm very excited about having a go at drafting my own Lucy dress pattern. So before I finish with my sewing plans, I just wanted to ask for some help. My father-in-law really enjoys playing lawn bowls, and he's shown me a picture, or he's shown me an example of a lawn bowls kind of bag, but it's not a bag that's got a zip. It's quite hard to describe. I took a photo of it, so I'll put a picture in now, but it's open and it basically looks like lots of little boxes that have been sewn together in fabric, and then the straps, I think the straps on either side from memory, and it's in a really sturdy canvas. He showed me an example of it, and he's asked if there's any way I'll be able to have a go at sewing one up. He's given me all the measurements, so I'm going to have a go at trying to draft a sort of pattern for it. But I wanted to ask first if anyone knows of any patterns to create something similar to what he's asked me to have a go at sewing. I am going to have to kind of test it out and play around with sizes and measurements and things. But I thought I'd ask if anyone else has any idea where I can start looking for a pattern before I have a go at creating my own pattern. I'd really appreciate it if anyone can point me in the right direction. So the final thing I like to finish with on these videos are some of my sewing plans. So like I said, I'm away for this weekend, and that's when I normally get quite a lot of my sewing done in the evenings. and I also give myself a couple of hours on a Saturday and the same on a Sunday. So I'm not going to be doing any sewing to begin with, but when I'm back, I'm really excited about having a go at sewing quite a lot of things, definitely with my summer holiday sort of in mind. So I'm really excited about having a go at sewing up both of the swimsuits that I talked about last weekend. One of them that I talked about, I can't remember the name of it. I want to say it was the Marley, but it might be the other one, that was quite a revealing swimsuit. Somebody commented, and thank you for this, that they'd sewn it up and it was quite revealing on the bottom. So I am going to try and draft that back pattern piece so that I've got a bit more coverage on my bottom, and I'll let you know how I get on with that. I'm going to be filming my Sophia Mabel mashup tutorial as well, and I'll get that out to you as soon as I can. I have got the Lucille dress by Fibre Mood and the Vicky Sews Una dress that I'm going to be cutting out once I've decided on the fabrics. They're both going to be lovely, bright, colourful dresses with some of my patterned fabric. I just haven't 100% decided which fabrics I'm going to go for, but I'm going to get those cut out and hopefully start sewing them. I've got the water bottle bags that I want to sew up for my family, and then also the Sew Over It City Set bum bags that I want to sew up for all of us as well. And then I think that's it for now. But next weekend I'll come back and I'm sure I'll have lots more plans of what I want to get sewn up. And then I'm obviously going to be continuing with my crochet as well. So I'm really hoping I can get that market bag finished. So hopefully in a couple of weeks I'll be able to share that with you too. So that was everything I wanted to share with you today. Not much variety, like I said, with the sewing, but baking's been keeping me busy, and all of the coral bags have been keeping me busy too. And I was really thrilled that I was able to get those finished. I hope you've enjoyed hearing what I've been getting up to, seeing some of the fabrics that I've been busy buying, and hearing some of my plans. If you've enjoyed this video, please do give it a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, I'd really love it if you could hit that subscribe button, because you'll get notified of when I bring out my next video. Thank you as always for watching, for all your lovely kind comments, and for liking my videos. I really appreciate it because it gets my videos out to other people, and then I can get some new subscribers. So thank you so much for all of your support. I really appreciate it. Take care. I'll be back soon with another video. Bye.